All right, guys, the long-awaited house tour, although I already have one on my page, but this is an updated one. This is not Architectural Digest. I don't even know if you can hear me with all the bugs right now, but so this is not going to be picture perfect, okay? There's still going to be stuff out, like we still live here. I did send the kids across the street to my parents just so I wouldn't be like tripping over them and their toys, but it's not going to be perfect, and it just never will be. So we are outside. Let me show you that. This is the outside of our house. Toys out on the porch. Didn't clean those up. Kind of grand porch, really. And it's super beautiful. So pretty out here. I need to put in a snippet of what it looks like with the lights off because my husband did a bunch of uplighting on these posts and it's gorgeous. Like I said on my stories, I will link everything on my website. This is all Wayfair stuff. I'm obsessed with it. I love it so much. Okay, let's go inside. Okay, so coming in the front entryway here, I'm gonna kind of be zooming in and out so you can get a better look at everything, but you know, when you zoom out, it kind of distorts everything. So I want to make sure I'm going back and forth. From the entryway, we have my husband's office right here. I didn't give him a heads up that I was doing this, so his desk is pretty messy, but this is his office. We aren't completely finished in here. We want to do a little bit more decorating, and there's a few more pieces we need, but that's the gist of it. And then back out of his office, we're in the living room, and then it's just all open here: living room, dining room, kitchen. And then we have the boys' wing of the house. So Grayson and Xander have bedrooms, and then they have a Jack and Jill bathroom. This is like a desk area where Grayson can sit and do his homeschool, or the kids can color. This is Xander's room, obviously. There's his crib. And then we just got a little mural here on the wall. That's just a vinyl sticker. And then his toys. It looks like a kid's room. There's nothing like overly special about it. You know, it's gonna have, you know, big bulky toys around, and that's okay. And like I said, I will have links to everything, like the IKEA Trofast systems and the closets. But this is his closet. He's got all of his clothes, his diapers, wipes, and then he's got his Montessori toys. We do toy rotation, so there's toy rotation bins, and then those top white bins don't have anything in there. They're completely empty. So we don't utilize a lot of his closet, but we do use some. This is their Jack and Jill bathroom. Like I said, there's something random on the floor there. Got double sinks, so they've kind of got like their own vanity. And then the room with their shower and toilet is fairly small, so it'll be a little awkward filming. There you can see it there. There's a toilet, and then they've got this taller cabinet in here, which I love. That's where they store their towels. And it's pretty much empty too because they don't need very many towels. And there's their bathroom. This like the tub shower combo, like the insert thing. And then back out to Grayson's room. And I feel really bad because I didn't give him a heads up either. And his room was not clean this day, but that's okay. And we had just had family over, so that's why the ladder's in there. We like to hide all the little toys up high where the babies can't get to them. And we hadn't taken them back down yet. So this is his room. Again, there needs to be more decorating happening in here at some point, but I was kind of just going to wait until he was older, more mature, and knew exactly what he wanted in there. And then back out to the main area here. The living room does seem pretty large, but when you're in it, it's really not as big as it seems when, you know, there's no people in there. But it's a good size. Love the fireplace, the mantle. I love it. I wish we had more seating in the living room, but it still looks very, very nice. I love how open it is. And then from the living room, we can go out to the back. Now, at the time of filming this, we hadn't had the landscaping done around the pool yet, so it looks pretty rough out here. But this is our porch. And then Luke did that railing just recently. Actually, we kind of do something different here with the grill. I would like a little bit more of an intentional outdoor kitchen. Yep, you can see there's still trash and stuff from the pool installers. They were not finished. The pool is new this year. We actually just got it installed in at the end of July or beginning of August. I can't remember. So there's still lots that needs to happen back here, but it's so nice to have. At least we have the pool, and then we can just, kind of add to it, fix up the landscaping and such as we have time and are able to. And then like I said, I will link everything. I've had a lot of people ask about that cabinet. That's where we store the pool supplies and stuff, goggles and towels and everything. Isabella and I hand stained all of those wood planks up there before we had installed them. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I was very pregnant, very sick when Isabella and I were doing that project. But that's our little touch on the house. Luke did almost everything, but we did that. Okay, back inside now for the kitchen. And I love these countertops. I love the big island. Lots of cabinets, but I've told you guys before, I probably need to do an updated video, but we do not actually use all of the cabinets. We use all the lowers and one row of the higher cabinets, the upper cabinets, but that's it. The upper cabinets are basically empty. This walkway here is a bit narrow. I do wish there was a little bit more space between the sink and the stove because it's kind of hard for two people to be in the kitchen at the same time, but that's okay. And then moving on to the pantry. I love this door. I did all of the design for the house. I'm not a professional, but I really like it. I don't know if it's great, but I really like it a lot. Again, even in the pantry, we're not using all the cabinet space, but it's nice to have. There's our little Costco door. That's the door that goes to the garage where we unload our groceries. And then we just did open shelving for the pantry. It's the most realistic and the most efficient for a pantry. And then here's the back entry. This is to the garage, up to my daughter's apartment, which people don't believe she lives in the house, but she does. She's just upstairs. She doesn't have an exit up there, so she has to come downstairs to go outside. And then here is where we keep our coats. We don't have room right when you enter the back door. As you can see, there's not really space for coats and stuff, so it all goes there. And then here is our half bath. It's nice to have a guest dedicated bathroom, so you don't have to worry about whatever the kids have left on the toilet or the sink. And then one thing you notice throughout is it's all very open and really, really tall ceilings. That makes the house seem so much bigger than it is. I grew up in a modular home. I don't even think there was 8-foot ceilings in there. So it's nice to have that breathing room there. And then our laundry room, love our laundry room. And then we have our cleaning equipment closet. Then we have our master closet. That's Luke and I. We share that closet together. I'm a bit more minimalist, as you can see on my side than he. And then here's our double vanities. Again, I'll link everything. I'll try to link lights and fixtures and everything. And then we have our toilet and then a big shower. I like the glass, mostly glass, so it feels bigger than it is in that room. I love these picture windows. Perfect when the leaves start to change there on the right window. It's so beautiful when it's all orange. And then this is before we decorated for fall, so my bedding isn't changed yet. I love our bedroom. It was supposed to stop after the window there by my lamp. I just wanted a space where Mom could go and hide out. So we added a few more feet to the end. And then the triangle window was not part of the plan either, but they had framed this triangle just to frame the windows below. And I was like, oh, that'd be so cool if we could turn that into a window. And we did, and I love it. So this is my sanctuary. I love my bedroom. I tried to never leave. I love it so much. And then that's it. The basement isn't finished. And Isabella, I didn't have permission on this day to film her room. So try to do these more frequently so you can see kind of updates to the house as well. I know you guys have been very invested in our life, just as I am in yours, because you guys have helped us come back from, the house fire, starting over and everything. And I love to share everything with you. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will post that big article. I'll put it in the description here where you can find every single thing for the house in there, flooring, paint, all of it. I'll post it.